can talk now to somebody on the line, Steve Garrett, a witness to this. And Steve, I think I saw something from you on Twitter a few minutes ago saying that you and a number of other people were inside, was it a bakery, taking shelter while you tried to find out what was going on?
Yes, that's correct. We were in the La Bocareta, which is a large kind of open market area just off Las Ramblas, when a very large number of people ran into the market area in a big kind of wave, lots of screaming, lots of shouting. The security guards immediately responded. We ran into the bakery with 4 or 5 other people and ran straight upstairs and hunkered down, whilst an enormous wave of people went through the market. And obviously, coming from England, it was reminding me a great deal of what happened in London. So we were very concerned about what might be going on next. The lady that was with us said she heard some gunshots. We didn't know what was going on, and then a second wave of people came through with lots more kind of screaming and shouting, and that was followed by armed police as they seemed to sweep through the market area. They seemed to be looking for someone. They were going very carefully, very cautiously, stall to stall, and then they worked their way through the market, and they disappeared up one of the alleyways, one of the many alleyways that come off that market area. And we were basically sat there for probably half an hour, 45 minutes, just with sirens and lots of screaming. There were a few other waves of people running from other directions. There was quite a lot of confusion on the ground as to where the problem actually was. And then we saw some pictures on Twitter which showed that the incident happened on Las Ramblas, and then it just went very quiet, and we were told that it was all clear. But everyone's been evacuated over to away from Las Ramblas, so we're actually outside the Centre de Cultura Contemporary de Barcelona at the moment, which I've never been to before, and it looks lovely. So.
It's astonishing just to listen to what you've told us, Steve, and what has unfolded for you in the last short while, in the last few minutes. It must seem quite surreal, I imagine, somehow.
Yeah, you can't help but sort of think about what could have been. We were literally about to walk out onto those Ramblas, and ironically, I spotted a very large muffin in the bakery. It sounds very, very silly now, but that was the reason why we actually stopped at the bakery. My girlfriend's a street photographer, and we thought it might make a nice picture, to be perfectly frank, and that was the reason why we weren't walking out to the Ramblas when the van was driving down. So it was you try not to think about what could have been, but we were just happened to be in the right place at the right time to be safe. So a little bit shaky, trying to find a bar that's open right now, to be honest.
Just describe for us, are people standing around in large groups? Are people able to move away from the scene? Or what's the situation at the moment?
People, it's returned to normality quite quickly. I mean, where I'm sat at the moment, there's some people playing basketball. They all seem very calm. The tourists are more shaken than the locals. There's large groups of tourists wandering around. Everyone's a little bit lost because we've all been pushed away from the normal thoroughfares where the tourists are going to walk. So lots of people are trying to figure out how to navigate the back streets to get back to where they're going. Everyone's kind of nervous. There's lots of people on phones, lots of people standing at street corners trying to talk to the police. Police are moving people away very, very quickly. They're obviously very, very concerned about secondary attacks and that kind of stuff. You can't move anywhere near Las Ramblas. I think it's probably 2 or 3 streets away before there's a kind of a cordon. As we were walking out of the market area, an ambulance went past us, and that had its sirens going. So obviously that was taking somebody who was injured. We had heard a rumour that the terrorist was shot. We also heard a rumour that it was one person who got out of the van. And they were kind of running through the market, was the rumour that we heard. And what I saw from the police seemed to back that up. But again, these are all it's just what we've heard from people since. There's nothing that I can say definite.
Of course.
About that.
Well, Steve, we appreciate you talking to us, and do take care. Steve Garrett, who was caught up in the events in Barcelona unfolding this afternoon. We're seeing a statement from the Spanish Prime Minister Mariano Rajoy, who says he's in contact with all the authorities after the Barcelona van crash. He says the priority is to attend to the injured.